Oh, hello, and welcome back to the channel. We're joined today. We have our first guest ever. Thank you for
I'm a
participating.
regular occurring guest.
Yes, but it's just the podcast died many times. It is reborn, so you're the first guest
I also
again.
noticed you said hi to the camera. You never usually do that.
I let's say I try to like we have a discussion, but if there's something that we both know the story, and then I have to tell them that yeah, I
So
try
you
to
engage with the audience now?
from time to time. So we had a talk that we would start to do this maybe on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the talk was I need help. I need someone to chat with that I have good conversation skills.
I don't have great conversation skills.
That's not true. 25,000 subscribers on YouTube disagree with you.
This is what I wish we had more friends around us, I'm unfortunately your little guinea pig. But fortunately, I'm flattered though that you like conversing with me.
Yes, I love it.
And so we did this for a while, Gab and Ali, and it's kind of cool that it's becoming revived
Yes,
or resurrected.
yes. It helped us go through hard times when you wanted to quit YouTube.
Yes, but it was also for you because you wanted to talk about other things, business and stuff,
Yeah.
and weren't sure how to. So
And we did it in ChiangMai too. But then you were
yeah.
outside the camera.
What do you mean outside?
It was
the
just
camera?
me on the camera and you were asking me questions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But see, it's like it's living again in Khaolak.
It's version 2.3.4 point whatever.
Exactly. So, how do we do this? We practice.
We practice.
So this is practice.
Yes, we do our little intro and we talk about stuff.
Like what?
Well, I would talk about our day yesterday.
Okay.
Because I am dead. I'm dead. I feel like I've been hit by a truck.
What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, we attempted to go surfing again. And the waves are not very big here right now. So we've been paddleboarding. Not very much. We just did it once, but yesterday it was a small wave day. So he said it's just good for paddleboard. So we said, all right, you know what? Let's do it because the first time was quite fun. I was pretty good at it. I was very proud of myself. Very relaxing sport. And then I went on Google to look at all the health benefits of paddleboarding and where it works your body and so on. Oh my God, I have to yawn again. It's so because I'm bored. I'm just like, I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm not getting enough iron or what. Anyways, and so yesterday we decided to do it again because we had a good time the first time. And we said, you know what? It's water sports. It's moving our body. Let's do it. So we went in the water and there were a lot of jellyfish. I've never seen that before. Have you?
No, like this big. I've seen jellyfish. Let's say in Gaspésie, like
Yeah.
that big, but these were like
They were huge jellyfish,
yeah,
pink and white.
Yeah.
And it's kind of freaky when you're standing on the paddleboard and you're looking down under and all you see are jellyfish beneath you because already you're learning the new sport and how to stay stable on the board, which means you're probably falling off quite a bit. So the fear was real. And every time one of us fell, we were just like swimming like crazy to get back on the board to avoid getting stung by a jellyfish. But honestly, it was pretty cool. I wrote in my happy memory this morning that even though I was scared, seeing the jellyfish was a pretty special moment.
Yeah, and I had my GoPro, and I had my GoPro at 120 frame per second. So every time I saw one, I was trying to like film it.
Yeah.
And I think we will be able to slow down the footage
So it's like
because I had like yeah, so we'll see like the
cool.
pretty
I hope
pretty cool.
so.
But paddleboard,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
It's like
I feel like I've been hit by a truck. And I'm all banged up. Like my foot hurts still. Yesterday, the fin of the paddleboard, there was a wave that was coming, and when I was not on the paddleboard, the wave like flipped the board and then came to hit me in my hip. And I was like, it friggin' hurt. How did it hurt so much? Because the board is, the contour of the board is quite thick. Then I realized it was the fin that hit me, and I was like, oh shit. And then instantly it just like whoop, red. And then I have other bruises everywhere. I'm just like old and crickety. So I don't know if I need a massage or I just need to rest or what, but
Maybe both.
maybe both. So yeah.
That's it. So what's next?
What's next?
We should keep all those conversations for when we're live. Like, where do we go next? Then we can't scream at each other because we're live.
Are we not live right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't scream at me. I'm protected.
Oh, I won't hold back if I'm in a mood. What's next? Well, as much as I love Khaolak, I think I'm ready to leave
Me
to
too.
experience something a little bit different and then come back if we want to, which we probably will. But we'll
Probably.
see,
With waves.
Yeah.
Let's look at the waves prediction. And when there's waves in Khaolak, let's go to Khaolak. But yeah,
I feel like the heat is making me tired too. Just like it's slow. I feel slow. For sure, it's the water and the water sports because that really makes an impact on your energy too. But I think just like the this it's too lax every day. Like we wake up, and it's hot outside, we go for coffee. Like the routine is too. We gotta like switch it up.
I don't know. Like, I like this slow pace living, to be honest. It's like, come here, work few hours, and then go record an IRL stream, work few more hours. Then at the end, research food. I like it.
Mm.
But I am ready to leave also. I wouldn't mind, but first of all, there's no waves for a few days now. And the waves aren't that big, yeah? So it like very easily go down to no waves.
Mhm.
Then paddleboard, that was fun. So that I approve. It gives something to do when there's no waves in a surf spot.
Yeah.
So it's either paddleboard or surf. Perfect. That I love. But I wouldn't mind go to a kite surf beach because right now there is wind in Bangkok day after day after Bangkok and the whole bay. So Bangkok to Pattaya to Jomtien Beach. So did we have other answers on the rates?
It's all within like 100, 200 baht.
Okay, so it's 1,000 baht per hour to rent kite surfing equipment in Pattaya. So more precisely, Jomtien Beach. So I think maybe.
So why there?
So the wind blows from the bay to Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
So you need either a beach that is like perpendicular, so the wind blows like sideways,
Yeah.
but even better if it's like that. So you start here and then the wind push you on the beach later. What you don't want is the wind blows in that direction, the beach is like this. So like, oops, then you're like 10 kilometers away and you have to call a boat.
Okay. Oh
So
man, I don't want that to happen.
no, that's it.
No.
So uh, let's say in Boracay, the wind was coming straight in our face. So theoretically, it makes the like when you start from the beach a little harder because now you have to climb the wind.
Yeah.
But if something happens, the wind brings you back. So anything that is like the
Uh,
wind brings you
that's
back
onshore, offshore.
to onshore. Yep, the wind is onshore. So anything that brings you back to the beach or a something safe is kind of safe. And Jomtien Beach right now is the perfect angle. A little bit on the side, the wind blows like this. We can start all the way here, and if something happens, it brings us back to the beach.
That sounds good. I'm looking forward to going to checking out something new, and it's a city, right?
It's
It's a bigger
a
city. This is like a
I
town village that we're in right now.
yeah, no, like there's a it's definitely more. There's a Terminal 21. There's a shopping mall and stuff like there. So it's a city.
So more people, which is good and bad at the same time. It'll be good. Go on the apps and see.
Oh, to see what?
Well, if there's someone that's interested in going on a date, I miss going out on dates and like talking to someone.
So you want a girl, a friend,
Yes.
a confidant,
Yes.
a play partner.
Yes. And
Well, yeah.
I read this morning that Chiang Mai prepares for PM 2.5 disaster areas. Now, I don't know exactly what that means yet, but there's some wildfire picture going on right now, which is really scary to know that they go through this every year. And right now, it's like really not looking good.
No, it's not.
It's I don't know if you know anything about like the air quality
Yeah, a bit.
things. Let me
Yeah.
read it to you. So it says, Mr. Nirat said a level 2 crisis is when, which is what they're in right now, is when the average amount of fine particulate matter smaller than 2.5 microns exceed 150 micrograms per cubic meter for 5 consecutive days, as per the guideline of the Committee on Air Pollution Management. Is that bad?
Yeah, so you have like 2.5 and 10. So see it like that. A particulate can be either very small or a bit bigger. And then it's like a little dust. Let's say a little rock. Okay? So you inhale a little rock.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 10, then it kind of stays in your lung. It's a big particle, and then it stays in your lung and it accumulates there, let's
Sorry,
say.
I have to adjust.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good for the AI.
Okay. Okay.
So great question, by the way. Like, um, and so it's a bigger thing that accumulates in your lung. That is the PM10, let's say. And then the PM 2.5 is this much smaller little rock that you inhale, but now it's so small that it goes through the lung into the blood, into the stream, and then like everywhere else in your body. And that's a different health problem. They're both problems, but now it's the smaller one. So you inhale, goes in the lung, then in the bloodstream, and then God knows where. And then there's a great video by Sabine on air quality and like physics of biology between 2.5 and 10. The bottom line is you don't want either. You don't want 10 or 2.5. You want none. You don't want small particulates and big. You want none of that. It's just like in a theoretical world where like we could just like wave some like magic wand and fix things, they wouldn't burn the fields in Asia.
I was gonna say, why did they go through this every year with poor Chiang Mai? Let's
It's
burn the
like
crops and put millions of people and
every region, one after the other, they burn their crops, like what's remaining of the crops. And so far, the best explanation that I got was from Luc, like they've been doing that for 3,000 years. So good luck. It's like there's PM 2.5. Okay, like I need my crop. So and Chiang Mai is in a valley between two mountains and three mountains. It's like a bowl. So like the smoke just go like there
just sits.
and just sits till slowly it slowly gets better. It's, to be honest, the biggest problem in Chiang Mai is that thing, the smoky season that is right now. I don't want to go.
No, I mean, I feel bad for our friends who live there who are currently on vacation.
Yeah, you
having
breathe
to go
bad air.
back there and work, and oh, it sounds awful.
Yeah.
It says here, to reduce agricultural burning practices, agencies under the Ministry of Agriculture and agricultural cooperatives are being asked to include a strict rule of no farm burning as a condition of their operations. Farmers who fail to comply may see their assistance from these agencies suspended. Isn't that basically just telling them stop burning your crops?
But
This
again,
is like,
yeah, fine, like stop burning the crops, but I don't know anything about growing rice. But I'm guessing that if something they've been doing for 3,000 years, it's very effective, and good luck changing that. And they should have machines, but it's just good luck. It's not good, but and this is the worst because like when people talk because air pollution is invisible, okay? And then you see bad air, but it translates down the road into like health problems and death, okay? But it's invisible.
It's a silent killer.
So you will never see any of, let's say, our friends back home who think they are like fighting for the environment. They never say that, okay?
Do we have a question?
Hey, we do. First time tuning in. What's this stream all about? It's a Kyle in the V.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle in the CV. This great question. Tell Kyle, please.
This is your channel.
I know, but
I am just a featured guest on this channel. So Gab is here next to me, and he is a entrepreneur and travel connoisseur. I don't know how you describe yourself.
That's good.
Online.
I say entrepreneur and traveler, but travel connoisseur. That's like
sounds fancy, right?
It's fancy, yeah.
And anyways, so this is an ongoing project of his. He's been working for years trying to create some kind of online digital creative project, and has invested a lot of time and money and resources, succeeding, failing, succeeding, failing, succeeding a bit, failing. And this is just an ongoing process of it. And today is the first day we're actually testing a segment on his show podcast, which is me, his girlfriend, since I'm with him 24/7, being his sort of guest.
Host guest.
Sometimes, not all the time, because there's only so much I can stand of him. But
it's segments. It happens twice a week.
Yeah, it's like Howard Stern and Robin. Robin is
the news lady.
Yeah.
You're there for the news.
Yes.
That's cool.
And that's kind of it. So if yes, so he's on Twitch and all the social media platforms because he's trying to take over the internet. And he does a lot of IRL streaming and podcasts in the morning, and he just wants to be online 24/7. So stay tuned. He shares a lot about our day and what we do and business and stuff like that. And we're from Canada, and we're currently in Thailand. And I don't know if you're still watching this. I don't think you are.
There's one. I don't know. But I would add that this is the first time we do the news segment with Ali.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like salut bonjour.
Yeah. Salut bonjour.
It's the Regis and Catholic.
It's hi bonjour.
It's bonjour hi. Yeah.
Bonjour hi.
That's funny. And
it literally is bonjour hi.
Yeah. So we're doing the news, and well, that's it. I think sadly we're done with the situation of burning the crops in Asia, because if I had a prediction to make, no, that's it. I was gonna finish my idea.
What?
So, and climate change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Climate change. Oh my God, this is gonna kill so many people in 100 years. Yeah, like air pollution is killing like millions of people this year. Today, it's killing everyone.
But isn't that part of climate change?
Plastic is so bad. It's the like the number one like pollution problem is air pollution. Like that's the thing that kills people. That's the thing that like that's the real problem. You will notice that nobody focuses on it because it's invisible. So they're like, what can I see? Plastic. It really bothers me that in Asia they put everything in plastic. Like it's killing no one. Let's say there's, yeah, but their landfills, air pollution is killing millions.
Yeah, but when you use so much plastic, then they put it in the garbage, then they burn the plastic. No, doesn't that contribute to the air pollution? It's like a
So
cycle. So
I don't
you
think
lose less stuff, you burn less stuff.
uh, I don't think they burn it. I think they just
Toss it in the ocean.
yes.
Aren't there the giant like pollution mountains in the
No, they
middle
just
of
like bury it. It's
and
just,
burn it? No, they must burn it. There's burning garbage fields in the world.
they mostly just bury it. Like that's what happens with garbage usually. They bury it. That is plastic. Like it. Yes, one more.
Right?
Yes.
No Ethiopia today?
No, Colombia today.
Okay.
And
you.
water?
And water. Kaplan cap.
Thank you.
And no, it's okay. It's okay. So let's say like we name a bunch of problems. Okay. Now let's order them. Right. It's like a priority. And plastic, yeah, it's a problem, but it's not killing that many people right now. It's just like it's in the ocean. Okay, let's fix that. But what about something that would kill millions of people this year? Air pollution. That's the number one like contradiction of people who want to like support the environment. They don't focus on air pollution because it's invisible. It's just a stats. It's boring to talk about, right? Plastic, like you can hold it. You're like, look, the bag. You're like,
But
oh,
air
a bag.
pollution is a part of climate change, no?
Bye.
Air pollution changes the climate, no?
Yes. Then it's like it's even worse because of that. Exact. That's like it's like changing the climate. So it's like the worst. That's to me, it's the worst. Like many people are gonna die. Say if the water starts to rise, which it will, and then
That's freaky.
yeah, but like humans, what we do when the water rise, we just go a little bit further inland. That's the new beach. So we go up, and then it like there are crops here. Yeah, okay, fine, but it's still like the priority. That's very low compared to air pollution. Very good subject for our first news coverage with Ali. That's the name of the segment. I love it.
News coverage with Ali. Okay, so I have another interesting headline that I read this morning, which I think that you'd be able to comment on a lot as a very confident man. Self-confident men who never feel the need to impress anyone usually display these 8 behaviors.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's see if these are accurate or not. So, hold on. What was it? Self-confident who never feel the need to impress anyone. They embrace imperfection. I agree with that. You embrace imperfection very much.
Yeah, I even use it as a source of motivation and like I always name what we can do better. Yeah.
It's because you have no shame.
Yeah, I have no shame.
Well, you have some shame, but you have.
No, I have some shame, but not related to performance
No.
shame. Yeah, no, that no.
They practice mindfulness. You practice mindfulness.
What is practicing mindfulness?
Journaling, writing gratitude.
Yeah.
Things like that. That's definitely mindfulness.
Okay.
So
yeah, I do that.
It's about being aware of where you are and what you're doing without being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what is happening around you.
Could do a better job at that one.
They don't.
Okay, that's mindfulness.
Yeah.
Say that again.
It's about being aware of where you are and what you're doing without being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around you.
Yeah, that's something to improve, right?
Really? I think you do a good job at that.
But it's like better this year than last year. Will be better next year. That's how I see it.
Mindfulness, I feel, is a lifelong kind of
Yeah, that's a
journey. They don't cling to material possessions.
but
That is you.
that is that I definitely check that one.
They talk a lot about Buddhism in this article, actually, as well,
Mm,
which I think is ironic because we are currently in Thailand and they practice Buddhism here. Rooted in Buddhist philosophy, they understand that attachment, it's all about attachment to possessions, breeds suffering.
mm. Ah, I would say breeds suffering. I would say is expensive, is a loss of time, a loss of management. It's like
These men find solace in wisdom that genuine confidence and self-worth stem from within, not from external trappings or bank balances. They cherish their possessions without letting them define their worth.
so. Yeah, that I would agree that like self confidence is the thing is with self confidence. It's like you put your chips. You're at the casino of life, right? And if you have confidence, things are gonna go your way more often than if you're not confident. But things are right. They are what they are. So you can't change the outcome of things, but you can change the like chances on your side or not. By being confident approaching a situation, you will succeed more than if you're not confident. It's not like you will succeed all the time. That's not how it works. So I just see it as like I put my chips on like where I have a chance to earn the most. So being confident is how I see it. Then being confident, like from the exterior, that's just like a losing tactic.
What do you mean from the exterior?
It's like relying on other people to tell you things
For validation?
for to then feel confident.
Like, yeah.
That is not putting the chips
They
on
know.
your side.
It has to come within.
That is
You
just
have
like
to believe it.
but you have to cheat yourself. That's how I see it. Like it's like the placebo effect.
Fake it till you make it.
It's like you have to cheat yourself into thinking, even though like you can't. But then like try. Yay!
Oh,
I just take this and this.
I can put here. Thank you.
Cap and cap.
It's like our own personal studio. Those look good. Are they chocolate chip? All right, number 4. They maintain a consistent routine. They get the deal. Consistency is key. Whether it's hitting the meditation mat, crushing a workout, or just tucking in those sheets every dawn, these guys swear by routines that keep them centered.
Really? Interesting.
By sticking to their routine, they build a rock solid base that lets them ride life's roller coaster and swagger with grace. I mean, this is about men. Obviously, this applies to women as well. This is just a
by
general
man,
human.
by man as in a human.
No, they mean men.
Okay.
Listen.
Why? You know why? Because you googled a bunch of things about me. It's
Oh, you mean that's why it's popping up on my algorithm?
yeah. So no, it's men and women. There's no distinction, but habits. Yeah, that's like I discovered the power, let's say, of habits late in life. I was seeing things as more like goals, goals oriented. I need to achieve this. When in fact, it's like forget achieving something. I need to change an habit today, and it will compound into some kind of result in 2 years. So now I'm just focusing on like
Stacking. Is that the habit stacking?
That's part of the habit strategy. Is like you will do something, then you do like a few things before. I must press record before I drink my first sip
Mhm.
of coffee because I need to record every day if I want to get good at talking in front of the camera. Then talking like being good in front of talking to the camera is would be the goal, but you don't focus on the goal. You focus on the habit. Press record and talk before you take your first sip of coffee. Then the trigger will never be, oh, I want to talk this morning. It will be, oh, I want my coffee. So you use the craving.
Did you learn that from your bookie book? Which book?
That one, the habit stacking, there's two books about habits that are very good. This one about habit stacking is called Atomic Habits.
Great book. I also read it.
It's great. The other book about habits, which is older and it's cited a lot in Atomic Habits, it's the one with the yellow cover.
Do I know it? The yellow
The
cover.
Power of Routines, something like
Okay. Well, we have 3 more to go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. They minimize ego.
What's ego?
Self-confident men understand that ego can be a major roadblock to genuine confidence. Ego is all about I and me, while self-confidence is about recognizing your self-worth without the need for validation from others.
Ah,
Which is kind of what you explained before.
yeah. Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
What's ego?
Ego is the little voice inside your head that makes you do crazy things. My ego, I've named her. Her name is Katya. And she's Russian and she's crazy. So all like when I go into a spiral of weird self-doubt and negative self-talk and seeing the world or the situation in a very non-logical, non-rational way, or when I'm being like when I'm full of shame and I'm not being vulnerable, that's my ego. That's Katya being like me, 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 me.
But saying what? Like that?
By saying you know, you suck, like they
I
don't
thought he.
like you, they're doing this because they're attacking you, and I don't know, you like putting yourself down and like letting your
I thought
ego.
ego was like a voice inside your head telling you how great you are.
It could be both.
Interesting. Every time we talk about this and the word ego is mentioned, I don't understand that word. It's like either something you have or you don't have, and it's every time I'm like I'm confused.
Well, a person's self-esteem or self-importance, so it can be either or. Your
Ah,
ego can be like you completely like you walking around and having too much ego, so you're like, oh, I'm so fucking great and and like not having any regard for anyone else but yourself. That's your ego. And also, and that will impact, let's say, your relationships, the connections you have with people, because your ego is just like it's too high. It's like, hey, like calm down there, you know.
okay.
Or in the negative sense where you put yourself down, like your ego, like you need, you know, they say I need an ego boost. Like I need you
Okay.
to boost my ego right now because my ego is feeling pretty low about myself. You know, like I feel like shit. I need an ego boost. So it's like you're great. You're na na na. Like, does that make sense? The part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconsciousness and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity.
Okay. So I will have to think about like.
Someone's ego is their sense of their own worth. For example, if someone has a large ego, they think they are very important and valuable. He has a massive ego and never would admit he was wrong. But someone with a low ego, like myself in many cases, think I'm like very small and unimportant.
But yeah, okay. But these are words to this to describe something that you invent. kind of like say somebody's importance. It's, let's say, in our society regarding or others. It's like the pecking order, the perceived place in the pecking order. Is that it?
The perceived what? Say that
The
again.
perceived place in the pecking order. Oh, I'm at the top of the pecking order. That's a big ego. Like, oh, I'm at the bottom of the pecking order. That would be a low ego. That's funny. Like, I never think about these things.
I thought the ego was like a Freudian term or something, but it's actually has an interesting story of where it came from. How was oh wait. Is it? Oh, it is Freudian. Okay, I went down a different route on Google. They were talking about Marvel Comics and ego, which is like a character called Egros. Anyways, so the roots of ego psychology traces back to Freud. The ego and the something and inhibition symptoms and anxiety. Works followed by two additional fundaments, Anna Freud, the ego and the mechanism. So yeah, he is a Sigmund Freud initially considered the ego to be a sense organ for perception of both external and internal stimuli. He thought of the ego as synonymous with consciousness and contrasted it with the repressed unconscious. So I feel like there's a lot to dive in there.
It's like,
but yeah, just to give you an idea, that's
my brain.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Number 6, they embrace change.
That I embrace change.
Yes, you do. I do not. Does this mean I am not a... Hold on, I want to see how many of these I check off after. You definitely embrace change.
Yeah.
Change is a constant part of life, yet many people fear it and resist it. They cling to familiar and comfortable, even when it no longer serves them. However, self-confident men do not shy away from change. Instead, they embrace it. They understand that change is not only inevitable, but also necessary for growth and development.
Interesting.
So yes, you definitely embrace that. They practice self-compassion. That's being vulnerable with yourself.
That one I started after you made me read that book.
Which book?
The vulnerability booklet.
The Power of Vulnerability.
The Power of Vulnerability.
Brene Brown. She's the best. Self-compassion isn't about ignoring flaws. It's about embracing them with empathy and understanding. It's a powerful practice that fosters resilience and inner peace amidst life's inevitable ups and downs.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those people that she named in the book that we don't experience shame. So it wasn't
wholehearted.
Yeah, but it wasn't. So because I don't experience shame, but I didn't practice vulnerability either. Right? I was like a big bear in all situations. Now I'm more like a big bear and a little playing puppy from time to time.
Yes, and when you have needs, you express them now.
Yes, exactly.
A certain way.
Yes.
All right, last one. They are comfortable with silence. Are you comfortable with silence? I love silence, but sometimes
not as much as you, for example.
They are comfortable with moments of quiet and solitude. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with noise or activity. This might seem counterintuitive, but it is deeply rooted in mindfulness. Silence allows us to connect with our thoughts and feelings, to be present in the moment, and to listen to our inner selves.
So these are 8 traits of confident men.
Yes.
And women.
Well, they say men, but...
Well, they say men to you.
Women as
well. I check many.
Yes, you do.
You check a few.
I think...
Water, please.
Water?
So how many do you check?
They embrace imperfection. No.
Can't you though? Is that like...
I could, but I don't on a regular.
You choose not to?
I choose not to.
Okay.
I
Why?
embrace imperfection in other people more than I do in myself because I have a lot of shame. They practice mindfulness.
You do.
I do practice mindfulness. They don't cling to material possessions.
You cling to material possessions.
Not as much as I used to.
No, not as much.
So that I'm improving on. I'm definitely following the Buddhist philosophy in understanding that attachment to possessions breeds suffering, because every time I go in the closet or the storage room full of my stuff, I definitely suffer.
So that's like you will have two ways of functioning. You will cling to material possessions that are in your vicinity. You will then you leave. You don't give a shit about them. You don't think about them. You don't like. But let's say I could throw away half your stuff. You wouldn't even notice.
That's not true. Last night I was thinking about the new room in the hotel and my cast iron pot that I brought from the apartment, and that I had left it in there, and now they've like revamped and redecorated the whole room, and I'm just wondering where they put that pot, because I want that pot, and shit gets lost in the auberge, so I hope they didn't like take it or put it in the client kitchen. That's what I thought of last night. And I wanted to message them, but I was like, no, it's stupid. I will wait till I go back.
To get the pot.
So it depends. It's a good pot. All right. Number 4, they maintain a consistent routine. I love routines.
Yeah, you do.
I love routines. They minimize ego. I wouldn't say I do that much. I wouldn't say I have a massive ego, like where I walk around and be like, oh, I'm so great.
But you think about it a lot, though.
That I'm so great?
No, not that you're so
The
great.
lesser ego.
Your perceived place in the pecking order with
Yes.
performance-related
Yes.
things.
So I don't minimize ego. It's
No.
definitely there. They embrace change. It depends. It depends on what the change is. But I wouldn't say I do that 100% of the time. They practice self-compassion sometimes.
Yeah.
They are comfortable with silence.
Yes.
Definitely.
So see, you check a few.
Yeah.
And we'll send those links to thereafter.
Okay.
I love this segment, Ali and the news. Ali and the news. Do you have another news item to be discussed this morning?
I do not. I think we'll call it a day today,
All
and I
right.
will go and film.
All right.